see, we're on the road again in the van, and this time we're actually heading up to the Au Sable River area and the Huron National Forest. It is Andrew's birthday this weekend, and we just want to kind of exist in the woods and not be stuck in the city. We're in that weird waiting period where it's about to be fall. We're at a rest stop right now. We got like a 3-hour drive ahead of us. It's about noon, and hopefully we should be camping right on the Au Sable River. And a couple weeks ago, it was actually my birthday, and we didn't film it, but we went and we stayed a couple nights in this area, but in a different part of the river. So we should be right down by the river. Hopefully we'll be able to fish from our actual campsite. That'll be a first. I don't think I've ever even talked about fishing or shown it on the channel at all. So that should be interesting. I'm just excited to get there and see our campsite because we've never really lived van life down by the river. And the Au Sable River and the Huron National Forest is gorgeous. And it's a national forest campsite. We should be pretty secluded, so I'm excited. Got like a 3-hour drive, so I guess let's do it. Alright, we made it to where the pavement ends and we're on dirt now, so cross your fingers that we got a good spot. We made it to our campground, and right behind us we got the Au Sable River. There's our little fire pit, and we got the van over there, and this couldn't be a more perfect spot. It's weird that you don't have to get things set up with the van. We're pretty much already set up, but we're gonna maybe get some firewood and whatnot. I turned 30 a couple weeks ago, and we came to the same spot, but we were way up on a ledge looking over the river, but this time we're right next to it, so I guess we really are going to be living van life down by the river for a few nights. Alright, you guys, we just flew the drone, and I'm honestly blown away with like this river and how calm it is, how clear the water is. I'm stoked to explore more of this area tomorrow in the morning. Tonight we're just going to hang around camp. We actually already got a fire going, and we're about to cook up some steaks. We've got steaks, baked potatoes, and I think corn. We're just going to cook everything right over the fire today. We didn't bring a grate or anything like that, so we'll see how this goes. Steaks are cooking super fast, and they're like the roundest steaks that I've ever seen. How are the potatoes doing, Andrew? Getting there. All right. Well, the steaks might be done before the potatoes, but that's all right. We don't want well done steaks, so. All right, just having riverside dinner for your birthday at sunset. What do you think? Did we do okay?
We did all right.
Moment of truth with the steaks. Okay, it's not totally well done. It's like medium, between medium and medium well, I'd say.
Yes,
but
perfect crust though.
Yeah, it's definitely got a perfectly charred crust. For not the most expensive piece of meat, this is pretty damn good. You couldn't have asked for a better spot. I mean, honestly, this is definitely living in a van down by the river is not so bad. I don't know why everybody says that, but you got anything to say before we finish? All right, we're gonna eat this and relax and see if we get much of a sunset. Some clouds rolled in, but hopefully you get somewhat of a sunset. All right, Andrew is taking a couple casts, and right next to our campsite, not even like maybe 20 steps to the water. That's pretty sweet. Any luck so far? No? It's a little shallow. We are still super beginner when it comes to fishing, so we don't really know what we're doing. We have a friend, Paul, at home who takes us fishing, and we do pretty well with him. And even when we went up north a couple times, I've caught some fish. Nothing on camera, but yeah, I don't know. It's just super nice to be able to, like, our van is right there, our camp is all right there, and we can just sit here and fish. And we're also here all day tomorrow, and it's going to be cloudy, so I bet you the fishing will be better then, potentially. I swear I had a bite. It was like a tap, tap, tap. Oh my God, again. Just had multiple bites, like 2 or 3, and I didn't get any of them. I'm so sad. All in one cast, too. I think I'm stuck on something. I can't see.
You're in the weeds.
Okay. All right, when it's too dark and you can't see where you're casting and what you're getting caught on, I guess it's time to call it. So I had like 3 bites, but didn't land anything. So we'll have to try tomorrow for sure. Gosh, feels bright in here, I guess, with the 2 lights. We're hoping for some stars to come out, but sadly, looks like it's clouded up. We have no service, so we can't really see whether or not we're going to actually have like clear skies, but we'll probably set a GoPro time lapse up just to be safe. I'm pretty stoked on this camping spot, to be honest. It's a lot more scenic than I thought, and I'm stoked to check out the area in the morning. We're just going to relax and hope that the stars come out for a time lapse. And yeah, I guess we'll just catch you guys in the morning. Good night. All right, you guys, good morning. As you can see, we got a little bit of a cloudy morning this morning. It's pretty damn cold. I don't know the exact temperature because we have absolutely no service. The temperature in the van says it's 49 degrees, and it was pretty chilly last night, but we survived. We woke up to this gorgeous spot. I literally couldn't have asked for a better spot to camp. Andrew's in there waking up and making some coffee. And yeah, I think we're just going to kind of have a slow morning and embrace this clouds. I don't know if it's going to rain because we have no service. So I guess we'll just have to make some coffee and see what happens. All right, you guys, it's been a few hours. We drank some coffee, relaxed. It's actually been raining on and off for the past few hours. We tried fishing. I had another couple bites, but still couldn't land anything. I think they're just little fish that are biting my lure. But yeah, we're just kind of having a slow morning, enjoying Andrew's birthday, and it's just so calm out here. We've literally heard nothing but a couple people on side-by-sides. But yeah, so we had a really lazy morning, and I think we're ready to go see what's in the area. Apparently there's a scenic overlook that's literally right down the road from here. So we are going to go check that out here in a few minutes, and hopefully the rain holds off. And I would say that the only negative thing that I'm seeing about the van, and not really a negative thing, but like this is a campground that we did book and we paid for, but it's a primitive site like way back in the woods where you have no service. So it says first come, first serve if you look online. So if somebody comes here and they don't see anybody, they might try to set up shop. So we meant to bring we have a 2-second tent that just pops up, and normally you can just set it somewhere and that should be good enough, but we didn't bring that. So hopefully nobody takes our spot. We don't have to confront someone because we do have a permit to stay here again tonight. That's just something to think about if you have a van where people that have like a pull trailer or something, they can just leave their trailer and go. That's pretty sweet. That's probably the one thing I'm jealous of with having an RV versus the van. But that's okay. That's a very small trade-off. And usually we're not in very popular places where we'd have to worry about someone taking our spot. But it is a weekend, so that's why I'm a little worried about it today. But I guess we'll just have to see. Double High Banks Overlook, which is actually pretty sweet. It's right down the road from our campsite. Not the best weather, but either way, this is a pretty cool overlook, and it's got a trail that you can walk. And as you can see, the fall color is starting to just barely change in the background. Right behind us, there's tons of it. It'll just be a couple weeks and this will be all flooded with color. So yeah, we're just going to basically continue roaming around the area, seeing if we can scout some locations for in the fall and more camp spots. Hours. It's actually just starting to rain again. It's been raining on and off all day. We pretty much just checked out a bunch of campsites in the area. There's a bunch of other like primitive campsites along this river, and then there's also some campgrounds that we went to. They were all packed. So being able to have like this much privacy in a spot that seems like a couple miles away is just packed with a bunch of RVs is pretty cool. Usually we are used to coming and packing as much as we can into one day, but that's the nice thing about the van sometimes is that we can just, there's no rush. We're going to be going on another trip in a couple days, and just, we really didn't have an agenda for this trip, just to come out and be in nature and just enjoy things for your birthday. So hopefully you had fun.
I had fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You got anything to say to the viewers? I feel like they're all going to be like, it's his birthday and he didn't say anything. But everybody that watches the videos knows that's normal. I always try to give Andrew an opportunity to talk, but he's not, you know, it's intimidating talking to a camera, so I don't blame you. But in reality, I want to say happy birthday to Andrew because he is literally the most sweetest, kindest, caring, supportive, just amazing person that I've ever met. So I don't know how I got so lucky to get you and to have you in my life, but thank you for being you, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, well, anyways, we are going to cook dinner. We're going to have some blackened chicken. What's in here?
Paprika, cayenne, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, oregano, and thyme.
Nice. A bunch of spices to make some blackened chicken over the cast iron with some instant mashed potatoes and, I don't know, some kind of vegetable. Yeah, we're just going to relax, sit by this fire, listen to the sound of the river, and hopefully we don't get too much rain so we can actually cook. You guys, good morning. It is now the next morning and it pretty much rained the entire morning and it was honestly kind of peaceful. I don't mind the rain, and honestly not having service and being able to just wake up with no notifications on your phone, no service to be able to look anything up, that has been so nice. And how about you? How was your birthday?
It was good, nice and quiet.
Nice and quiet? There you go. Just what Andrew likes. But yeah, it's going to rain pretty much on and off all day. But there is one more thing I want to do. If the ranger station is open, I want to go back and buy one of those outdoor sportsman guides. They have like a Michigan outdoorsman atlas, basically. And we've been told by many people to get one. So we're going to do that. We're going to go to the Lumberman's Monument ranger station, which is kind of near Oscoda. So it's like a 20-minute drive from here. But we'll see. Acquired, and I actually sold a couple atlases to people in there. The ranger in there was like, you want to stay and sell some more for us? But This is the Northern Michigan All Outdoors Atlas and Field Guide. I'll link this in the description because you can actually buy it on Amazon. I think they have them at like Cabela's and other outdoors stores, but it's pretty big, but it covers, as you can see, it covers pretty much right where we are, which is like on the Au Sable River right here, all the way north through the UP. And it has like public and private land boundaries. It has photos. Yeah, so I highly recommend getting this. People are always asking me like where to go, how do you find places to camp, how do you do it? And hopefully we'll be using this. We've been just using Google and doing our own research, but having something like this when we have no service will hopefully be a huge game changer. And yeah, it's way more fun to find your own stuff versus just going where somebody tells you. And also, I highly recommend if you do come to Lumberman's Monument to go in the visitor center and ask them questions if you want to camp or fish or whatever. They're super helpful. They'll tell you pretty much where the best spots are for photography, for camping, for fishing. They'll, give you maps of the trails or whatever you really need. So I highly recommend going to check them out. At least the one here at Lumberman's Monument, they've been awesome every time we've been in there. So shout out to you guys. We were planning to go over to the lake and see what was going on there, but we actually have to be back in Detroit for a job. So we're just going to get home. There's going to be lots of fall adventures coming very soon. The next couple weeks, we have something like every week for the next almost 2 months. So I am pretty stoked, and hopefully a couple long road trips, and then after fall hopefully we'll be finally hitting the road and getting to go west. But yeah, so happy birthday to Andrew again. This is probably going to be posted like weeks after his birthday, but wish him a happy birthday in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next one.